Hello, my friend. Today, I'm going to take you on a powerful journey. A journey through music, pain, dreams, and one man's incredible life. The story of a boy who danced his way into history. A man who sang with his soul and lived with a broken heart. This is the story of Michael Jackson. But my friend, this is not just about fame or music or dance moves. This is about understanding the man behind the magic, the child behind the crown, the human behind the king of pop. So sit back, listen closely, and let's begin. Michael Jackson was born on August 29, 1958, in a small house in Gary, Indiana, USA. He was the seventh of 9 children in a poor African-American family. His father, Joseph Jackson, worked at a steel factory. He was strict, cold, and demanding. But he had a dream that his children would become famous musicians. And so, little Michael's childhood became work. While most children were playing outside, Michael was practicing, singing, dancing, rehearsing, for hours and hours. His father pushed him hard, sometimes with words, sometimes with a belt. And even though Michael became incredibly talented, his heart was hurting. He once said in an interview, "I loved my father, but I was also afraid of him." Can you imagine that, my friend? Loving the person who scares you. At just 5 years old, Michael joined his brothers in a band called the Jackson 5. And very soon, the world noticed him. That voice, that energy, that sparkle in his eyes. By the time he was 10, he was performing on TV shows like The Ed Sullivan Show. Girls screamed, boys copied his moves, and the world said, "This boy is special." But inside, Michael was still just a child. He missed school. He missed playing with friends. He missed having a normal life. He once said, "I didn't have a childhood. I lived it through my music." And so, as Michael became a superstar, he also became lonely. In the 1980s, Michael exploded into solo fame. His album Off the Wall was a huge success, but it was nothing compared to what came next. In 1982, he released Thriller. It became and still is the best-selling album of all time. The music video, a short horror film where Michael turned into a werewolf and danced with zombies. People all over the world were watching it again and again. It was revolutionary. Michael didn't just make music, he made magic. Every move, every beat, every performance. It was like watching something from another world. He didn't just dance, he glided. He didn't just sing, he touched your soul. My friend, do you remember the moonwalk? That move where he slid backward but looked like he was walking forward? The first time he did that on live TV during a performance of Billie Jean, the world gasped. What did we just see? It became his signature move. People everywhere tried to copy it. Some could, most couldn't, because Michael didn't just move his feet, he moved hearts. He once said, "When I dance, I can't control it. It just happens." That was the magic of Michael Jackson. But the higher you rise, the more people watch, and not always with kindness. In the late 1980s and 1990s, Michael's appearance began to change. His skin became lighter, his nose became smaller. People whispered, they judged. But few knew the truth. Michael had a skin disease called vitiligo. It causes the skin to lose its color in patches. He also had lupus, another autoimmune disease. He wore makeup to even his skin tone. He had surgeries, yes, but partly to feel better about himself and partly to escape a face that reminded him of pain. He said, "I'm a Black American. I'm proud of my race, but I also have to live with this condition. It's painful." Still, the media called him names. They made fun of him, They forgot he was human. But Michael didn't stop giving. He donated millions of dollars to children's hospitals, orphanages, and charities. He visited sick kids. He hugged them, sang for them, gave them hope. He even created a magical home called Neverland, a place with rides, animals, candy shops, where children could be free, where Michael could feel like a child again, because deep inside, he had never healed from his lost childhood. He said, "People say I'm weird because I love children, but I never had a chance to be one. I see myself in their smiles." He wasn't being strange. He was being honest. But the world doesn't always understand honesty. In the 1990s and 2000s, Michael faced serious accusations involving children. Some said he hurt them. He denied it completely. He went to court. He cried. He was found not guilty, but the damage was done. People turned their backs. The media attacked. The man who once united the world now stood alone. It broke him. He stopped performing. He became more private. He started wearing masks. And slowly, he faded from the spotlight. But my friend, even in that darkness, his heart kept shining. Do you know his song, Heal the World? Or Earth Song? These weren't songs for fame. They were cries for help, for peace, for nature, for children. Michael wanted to save the planet. He sang about war, pollution, and injustice. He said, "We have to care. We have to love. If not, what's the point?" He used his voice, not just to entertain, but to awaken hearts. That was his true power. In 2009, Michael announced a comeback tour called This Is It. Fans were excited. Tickets sold out. The world waited to see the king of pop dance again. He was rehearsing, practicing, smiling, but behind the scenes, he couldn't sleep. He had terrible insomnia. He asked his doctor for help. The doctor gave him a powerful drug, not meant for sleep. And one night, Michael closed his eyes and never woke up. He was 50 years old. The world stopped. Fans cried in the streets. Radio stations played his music all day. Even people who once criticized him now wept. Because now they realized what they had lost: a genius, a giver, a light, gone. Michael Jackson's funeral was watched by over 1 billion people, more than most presidents or kings. Why? Because he was more than a musician. He was a symbol, a memory, a part of us. We danced at weddings to his songs. We cried to his ballads. We laughed at his joy. He was our Michael. But my friend, his story doesn't end there. Today, his music still plays. Children still try the moonwalk. Young singers still study his voice. His videos are watched billions of times. Because Michael Jackson didn't just entertain us. He inspired us. He reminded us to believe, to dream, to care, to move. He said, "It's all for love." Love. And that's what we must remember. So what can you learn from this story? That greatness comes with pain, that fame is not happiness, that even the biggest stars need love, but also that one person can change the world. Michael Jackson did. Not by being perfect, but by being passionate. Not by hiding his pain, but by turning it into art. He once said, "To live is to be musical. I feel music in my bones." And now, my friend, his music lives in ours. Let this be your lesson. Use your gift. Speak your truth. Don't let fear stop you. Be different. Be bold. Be kind. And above all, be you. Because like Michael, you are born with something special. Don't waste it. Thank you, my friend, for joining me on this emotional journey. I hope you not only learned English, but also felt something real. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me, what's your favorite Michael Jackson song? What did his story teach you? Let's keep learning together, one story at a time. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep dancing, keep loving. Goodbye, my friend.